This could just be the beginning.
Beginning of what?
All-out war. I request permission to go after him.
I cannot allow you to do this.
Jim, you're not actually going after this guy, are you?
Let's go get this son of a bitch.
With Black Zeus.
Yep, I'm back.
Back at the mic after all these years. Thought you was dead.
Yep, you did, with good reason.
Wait, what's a good reason?
I don't know.
But we're here with our review for Star Trek Into Darkness, starring Rick James and Charlie Murphy. Also known as Benedict Cumberbatch is a fucking badass and one of the best villains I've seen in a long time. And I really, really like this movie. I'm not even going to make a joke about this one like with Iron Man 3. I really, really, really like this movie. And, shit. Well, let's get into the story of it, I guess.
Well, first off, my favorite thing is this is a 12th Star Trek movie. And Star Trek 12, so very tired.
Oh, man, I hope
That's a Simpsons reference that, like, no one else got. But I just...
Beam me up, Scotty. I can't. I'm too fat. Oh, man. I really hope a lot of you love The Simpsons as much as we do. At least like seasons 1 through 9, 1 through 10. Anyway, this is the long-awaited sequel. Well, maybe not long-awaited, but this is the awaited sequel to 2009 Star Trek reboots. And the plot has to do with all the crew is back. And it starts out with them just doing kind of like a routine mission, saving a planet.
And it goes wrong.
And it goes kind of wrong, but then it goes right.
And then wrong again.
And then wrong again. And so Captain Kirk, he's stripped of his rank, gets his ship taken away.
It's a typical, like, you're out of order, you know, you're a loose cannon, Captain Kirk, and give me your badge.
Then 5 minutes later, it's like, we need you back, because only you can stop this guy. Yeah. And this guy is played by Benedict Cumberbatch, playing, this dude name was John Hamilton or something like that. Some really British-sounding name.
Mm-hmm. It could have been Benedict Cumberbatch.
It could have been Benedict Cumberbatch.
Something British.
He's playing this rogue Starfleet. Is it agent?
I don't know.
I don't want to say agent.
They could be agent. They're
this rogue Starfleet Asian. And
not Asian.
Asian.
That's Sulu.
This rogue Starfleet agent who commits a attack on Starfleet by making a guy become a suicide bomber.
Yeah, he saves his daughter and under agreement that he'll basically make a bomb that explodes in one of their record offices.
Yeah, and of course it's one of those, like, it's a minor, well, I mean, it's pretty major, a lot of people die, but it's just a part of something bigger. And the whole thing with that is, like, why is he after Starfleet if he used to be a member of Starfleet, and who's going to stop him? And that's where James Kirk and Spock and the rest of the crew come in to go and stop him. You know, it's just your basic, this guy is smarter than he seems, and there's clearly more up his sleeve.
Yeah. What
are we gonna do? And it does have a couple of twists.
Although, like, most of the twists you kind of see coming, and even the characters in the movie see the twist coming, but they can't really do anything about it.
But it kind of works smoothly. Like, they don't make it a huge deal when the twist comes, and when they do, they play off it pretty well to make for some pretty good action scenes. Not pretty good. Some pretty fucking awesome action scenes. Yeah. I love all the action scenes in this movie. Starting from the one at the very beginning to this one on a not rogue planet, like this abandoned planet where they get ambushed. A bunch of other stuff that I don't want to spoil. Just some really, really, really phenomenal action scenes that were very impressive.
There's also a lot of, like, violence that I wasn't expecting that was more extreme than, like, definitely more extreme than the first. I mean, they don't show a lot of it.
It's that violence that's kind of left to your imagination.
Yeah.
Like anytime that the Joker kills someone in The Dark Knight, where it's, like, pretty violent, you know, clearly someone just got shot point blank in the face with a shotgun, and someone got impaled into a pencil, but, you know, you don't really see it, but it's still really effective.
And they do a good job with sound, just like with The Dark Knight. It's you know, you may not actually see it, but you hear it. Yeah.
And not just with the sound for all the kind of brutal kills, but just the sound in general. I love this movie. And like the different spacey sound effects. I thought it was going to be kind of lame having laser pistols that basically go pew, 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 pew. But you know what? It sounded kind of cool. Yeah. I want one of those. I guess we're just going to get into the good, because there's plenty to talk about that's good.
Yeah, like, the only, like, not even bad, because, like, when I was watching it, at first I thought, like, when I thought it was going to end the way I had it, like, played out in my mind, I thought, I wasn't too happy, it was kind of dragging, and then it kept going in a direction that I wasn't really anticipating, and it was just awesome. Yeah, so overall, I have no real complaints.
I did have some minor complaints. One is, it's something with J.J. Abrams in general, and it's the fact that he really loves, what's it called? Screen glare or film glare? I should have looked up this term. That glare of lights that you see every 5 seconds coming from the camera. It was a bunch in Super 8 too.
It's where I didn't notice that at all, but now that you mention it,
I couldn't help but notice it. We saw this in 3D, and there's not a lot that's like effectively used in 3D. At the very start, like the first action scene kind of used it.
Yeah, there's one scene
where we ducked.
Yeah, like it was really like but you kind of like towards like I don't know, like half an hour in, you completely forget you're watching it in 3D. It's not one of those ways I'd say, you have to see it in 3D. I mean,
but a lot of those screen glares or film glares, camera glares, or whatever they're called, that was in 3D. And it kept popping up, so it kept distracting me. And it's like, okay, it's fine if this is your kind of like your trademark and you want to put it every now and then. I mean, Quentin Tarantino has his like Red Apple cigarettes and stuff like that. But this is like every 5 seconds. Every single scene has one of these. And that was bucking the shit out of me. Another thing, kind of like Tyrone mentioned, some of the plot twists were kind of predictable. And they do this one thing that I'm kind of tired of seeing, where the bad guy's supposed to get captured. You know, it was a part of his plan all along, which has been, I think, done to death since last year.
See, the thing that made it okay for me, though, was, again, like, the characters also knew the plot twists. Like when they captured him, it wasn't like they're like, oh, we got him, yay! They're all like, yeah,
sums up.
We have to do it, but we know he's kind of screwing with us.
Right.
Like, there was, like, all the times there were twists, I always felt like, because one of our problems with movie twists sometimes is it'll be like this really smart character all of a sudden super stupid to fit the plot, so we can be surprised. I never felt that. I always felt like they anticipated everything. I mean, if I can anticipate something, they should be able to, and they were. So,
but not just those kind of twists. But I mean, like twists in the plot, sort of. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to spoil anything. I don't want to give anything away. But there's just some stuff where it's like I kind of wish it wouldn't go in that direction, because I thought they would. And when it did, I kind of just like accepted it, like, okay, this is the way to go with this, that's fine. But still, it was pretty like, I know they're going to go this way, and then they did. It would have been cool to see something like completely different, but with what they gave us, I was still, I mean, I opened this review by saying I really like this movie, because I do, but I was still enjoying the film. With that being said, like I mentioned, there is a lot of good. Benedict Cumberbatch, I thought, was amazing in this movie. He really is one of the best bad guys I've seen since, I don't know, the Joker. I mean, like, Bane is great, but Bane is more like a fun bad guy where he's fun to, do the voice and stuff like that. But Benedict Cumberbatch as John Hamilton is like, anytime he comes on, I'm just thinking, like, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, how are they going to get out of this one? And the twists and turns with his character are pretty cool. And he's just a really good actor. Not only does he display anger and intimidation, but he has a few moments where you kind of feel bad for him. Yeah. And you kind of understand why he's this angry.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about this movie, too, is it's not just like, oh, he's a bad guy because he's bad.
It's not black and white.
You actually understand you understand his motivations.
Right. You'll have to excuse me, I'm a bit sick right now. But I thought this is everything that I want in a sequel. You know, I really like the first Star Trek as well. And I was anticipating this one kind of a lot. I kind of like had high expectations for it, just because I thought the first Star Trek, it was a movie that I thought they could have ruined so easily, and it's damn near perfect to me. So when I heard, you know, obviously they're going to be making a second one, like how can they top it? And honestly, I think they did. There are still some things in the first one that I love more, but like I said, like any good sequel, you want to just see not just more of what you love, but improvements on that, and some new stuff here and there.
Like there are parts that'll make you feel. Like,
oh yeah.
Like there's a couple of scenes where it really gets to you, like completely unexpected.
For a summer blockbuster, one scene in particular had me tearing up.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that going into this. It's really, really effective. It does have some very powerful scenes.
I think it's too, like, just Zachary Quino and Christopher Pine.
They're really good actors.
They're really good and it's just...
And they have great chemistry, too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, there are times where I'm almost like, I was almost disappointed when action came. I just wanted to see them talk back and forth. Like, it almost reminds me of, like, the Avengers, where it was just, like, some of the most fun was just them kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, I almost want to see a movie where nothing happens. It's just them kind of, you know.
I know what you mean. Well, that's what I want to see the Expendables 3 be. I just want them in a bar just making fun of each other the entire time for like 2 hours. I'd be totally happy with that. But anyway, back to Star Trek, a good movie. Like I said, all the characters from the first one come back. And what I like about this is that there...
No Tyler Perry. Do not forget Tyler Perry. He is gone. He does not come back. He
does not come back, sadly. But all the main principal characters who are Tyler Perry do come back. And they're all given their moments to shine. And I was even like thinking, like, while we're watching it, there was one character that's like, oh man, everyone's gotten their moment except for this one character. And as soon as I thought that he had his moment, it's like, okay, he's a badass too. My boy, what's his name? Simon Pegg in particular. I love him in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
He was used really good. Kind of like in Mission Impossible 3 where he was kind of just there. And then in Mission Impossible 4 he was like a member of the team now. It's kind of like this. He's given a lot more to do. He's really funny. He has some of the best scenes in the movie. And he was a highlight for me. Maybe it's just because I'm a Simon Pegg fanboy, but... still, I thought he was really good.
Plus, he was effective, too, just at providing comic relief at times, too. Just, there's, like, one scene where he's running, and it just... it was so simple of a scene. Like, cause this is where most of, like, the entertainment comes from huge things that I think they spent tons and tons of money on.
Right.
But it's one scene where it's just a simple shot of just, like, him running overhead. And it just made me laugh.
It was really funny.
But it was so simple, and
exactly.
But it works so well.
And a lot of the dialogue in this movie is written really well, too, where none of the lines feel like, well, that was kind of silly, or no one would say that.
Yeah.
And some of the lines that were kind of silly, I feel like they knew that, and they used it to make a joke. And it made for some of the funnier jokes in the movie. Especially one with Bones. He has a joke in there that had me cracking up for a while. Everyone's a good actor in this. Special effects are amazing. I mean, this is a really amazing looking movie from the first.
And speaking of that, they added Alice Eve, which I am a fan of.
Yeah, okay. I like Alice Eve. I feel like, well, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more Star Trek movies. And maybe they'll develop her more there.
No, she wasn't developed well. Well, in one sense of the word.
But she was kind of just like, I'm the new kid on the team.
If I'm actually like judging her character, she wasn't really used well. It kind of felt awkward at times. I definitely think you could.
She kind of disappeared. I actually forgot she was in the movie until she like literally kind of popped back up. So that's another small gripe I have on it. But that aside, it's a really, really entertaining movie and one of the best summer blockbusters so far. I mean, The only other one has been Iron Man, I guess, and Great Gatsby, but...
This is my favorite of the three.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Iron Man 3.
I love Iron Man 3.
But I like this one more. It just, from start to finish, there was never a point in which I wasn't enjoying it.
Exactly. Might I mention again the really badass action scenes. I mean, this is a movie that you do need to go see in theaters. And if you could see it in IMAX, I suggest seeing it in IMAX, because everything is at IMAX scale. You know, everything's, all the action scenes are huge. It's got a lot of stuff going on, but it's never so much to where it, like, chokes you. It's, like, just enough so it's visually appealing and badass at the same time.
What I like about it, too, is it's an action movie, but it's actually that, again, like, basically could make you almost tear up just because you care about the characters so much.
Then one other small gripe I have against it, and this is just a personal thing. I thought the climax of the film could have been a little better. It kind of fell flat for me personally, just because I thought they could have done a little more. And even when it kind of like, not the ending, but like at the end of that climax, I was almost like, wait, there's more, right? And then it's like, oh no, I guess not.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But that's just a personal thing. That's not a complaint against the film. It's just it's just me. So I can't really hold it against it. Because I'm sure it'll work for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people seem to enjoy it. I heard clapping and such. Bunch of good surprises, good acting, good special effects, good everything. Mm-hmm. Check this movie out. I give it deserves 4 out of 4.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to give it.
Also, 4 out of 4. Also, random thing, too, I like the fact, though, that, like, the aliens are really well done, and the fact that they don't look completely silly.
Yeah.
Like, there are times where, because there's this aliens working on the ship, but, like, some movies where they do that, it just makes me laugh every time I see them, because it looks so outrageous. There'll be, like, a serious scene, I'll just, like, start laughing. This one, that didn't ever really happen, because they don't look completely outrageous.
This one was more like, when an alien was real, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even notice him at first, and then they show up like, oh, shit. That guy's not human. Oh, man. Anything else you got to say about this?
No, great. See it. Yeah.
All right. I'm really happy Jeff missed this. He'll see it eventually.
Yeah, probably.
Unless we have anything. Unless we stop him somehow.
No ship should go down without her captain.
I believe in you, Jim.